All right, Bomani Jones, Mina Kimes, Phil Yates. We're talking about fantasy football. All right, Mina, going to go to you first. What is your fantasy football hot take?
Wow. Okay. I don't take a quarterback in the first round. I don't take quarterback in the second round, third round, fourth round, fifth round. I'm usually the last person in my league to take quarterback.
Wow.
Is that not? I feel like that's not that hot.
I don't know. I do feel like, it's the most important position, even if it's not the most important position in fantasy, but still the most important position. It does feel like you got to roll the dice.
That's why people take him too high.
I know, but it puts you in a position to rely on people who are not to be relied upon.
I will stream Tyrod Taylor week 14. I will do whatever it takes.
All right, Phil, what you got? Your hot take fantasy football.
Because by the way, first of all, Mina, I'm okay with your strategy as well, but in a time when we've sort of crowned these quarterbacks like Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes, the temptation is going to be to take a quarterback early. My hot take is, all right, so during the offseason, Twitter and really everybody had fun at the Texans' expense because they traded away DeAndre Hopkins. And
I know where this is going.
At the focal point of this package back for DeAndre Hopkins, David Johnson, a player who had really back-to-back disappointing seasons for the Cardinals. And I get it. Not an explosive runner, and I get it. He was benched last year. I think David Johnson's going to be awesome in fantasy football this season. I think the number of carries he's going to get week to week, plus the number of catches that he's good for because he's still an incredible pass-catching back, is going to make him like a top 12 to 15 running back this year. And I think based off where he's going right now in the drafts that I see, he's going to wind up being a really good value. So as in vogue as it is to decry the merits of that trade in real football, I think the Texans are going to find some real value with David Johnson this year. I'm in on David Johnson for fantasy football. Welcome back to one of the elite running backs that we've seen in the past 6 or so seasons.
All right, my fantasy football hot take. You do not win your league at the draft. You win your league at the waiver wire. The real trick is being able to figure out early who the dudes that'll lay it out there, getting in there quick on that dude you never heard of that ran for 125 yards. Scooping up like Nick Chubb after he hadn't really played that much and then finally jumps out there and having him as a keeper in your league, the league that you led all season long before finally being crushed at the end by injuries to Dalvin Cook. No, yes, I am talking specifically about me the whole way. The waiver wire, man, that's where you can get this done. You sneak around and get you like a Corey Edmonds and get you a couple hundred yards one week. Is that the waiver wire, the scrap heap? Yeah. No one agrees.
I'm the one charged with writing the waiver column for ESPN every week. So I am 100% on board with what you were talking about. And what is sometimes humbling for me is when I write about a player in back-to-back weeks on the waiver wire column, and we have a qualification on the website. If you are available in less than 50% of leagues, then we won't talk about you. But when you're available in more than 50% of leagues, I can continue to write about you. And when I have a player that I am pounding the table for and saying, add Nick Chubb before Bomani Jones grabs him in your league, if you don't add him, that's on you. That's not on me. I'm with you 100% the idea that you do not win your league at the draft. As a matter of fact, you can only lose your league at the draft. What you can do is you can win your league with the waiver wire. Think about all the great players last year that made a major impact off of the waiver wire. Ryan Tannehill, perhaps being one of the best. A.J. Brown, his teammate, one of the best as well. Running backs are always going to slip through the cracks during the draft process, and it's on us, the responsible fantasy football team managers, to find those players early. I think that's a good point. That's a hot take I can agree with.
All right, now they got some hot takes for us here, and I'm going to run one by you guys just because I want to see your reactions. And by your reactions, I mean Mina Kimes' reaction specifically. Hot take. Todd Gurley will finish as a top 10 running back.
Top 10. See, if they had said, I'm not angry at that. I like that Atlanta offense. I actually think they could be pretty productive. What we're hearing out of camp is that he looks good. And Todd Gurley, when he was healthy last year, he was playing behind a substandard offensive line, was not terrible. I'm not angry at that. I'm okay with it.
Field, you with it?
Yeah, I'll jump in and just note this. Here's why I'm a little bit nervous. Is like the Falcons, if I'm not mistaken, On their very first day of padded practice and training camp, and of course, in this year, we have so few of those, Todd Gurley was getting a veteran rest day. Like, he's getting veteran rest days on the first day of padded practices. I love Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley has made a lot of people watching this show a lot of money. That much I can guarantee you over the course of this year, of his career. But I'm a little bit concerned that maybe the Falcons are going to be talking about him as a 10 to 15 touch per game guy as opposed to 15 to 20. I don't think top 10's totally outrageous, but I'm having a harder time getting there myself.
All right. That's what we got on fantasy football. You guys have a good one.
Thank you.